Kumawat, and otherwise, my name is Mahesh Kumawat, and I'm a cybersecurity expert. And I have more than 15 years experience into the information security. And today, I'm just going to start in the new batch for the cybersecurity because I I got lots of demand that everyone looking for the cybersecurity. Yeah,
I'm just going to share my ideas about it. What the cybersecurity is all about, how we're gonna work on cybersecurity. And
you're gonna be get.
so I would suggest all guys should be please mute yourself so that we're gonna be listen everybody. So if you are able to see this particular chart, so this is for cyber security certifications point of view. So before we are going to start, because cybersecurity is what the broad domains if you are talking about here. So cybersecurity point of view, suppose
Sir, your voice is not clear. Is it me or for you?
are you able to hear me?
Yeah, now better, sir. Now fine.
Okay, so please mute yourself, guys. So this is the cybersecurity certifications chart. If you're able to see my screen, so in this first, you have seen that we have different number of things in the cybersecurity, and I have taken the number of job descriptions of the different companies in the job descriptions of many companies that they are looking for the person who is expertise on different technologies. Like if I'm talking about the CISF SOAR, the compliance reporting is all about, incident handling is all about, incident analysis is all about, security operations, SIM solutions, IDS, IPS, and there are multiple things if you're able to see the whole things in the job description of any companies, right? So I would like to tell you that where you're going to be starting the cyber security is all about. So first of all, we need to be understand that what are the different type of cyber security domains in the market where you will going to get the job and where you're going to be expertise, right? So we're talking about some security management where the security management courses like certifications will be there, like CISM is one of them. CISA was one of them. So it's advanced certifications programs in the security management programs. SRIC is one of them. So it's talking about some risk management things, governance point of things. Security management program is all about. Okay. So suppose you're a manager, how do you going to be creating the security environment in the company? This is about the security management things you want to be working. Then we're talking about some security architecture. So security architecture, it is most about the CISSP program. So it's advanced certifications program. And then architecture, if you're talking about some ITIL is one of them. We have TOGAF is one of them. We have COBIT 5 is one of them. Okay, so this is the how do you going to creating the security architecture in the company? Suppose you are a AWS architect, security architect in the cloud environment. Okay, so this comes under security architecture designing point of view. You are going to do some AWS and Azure security architecture designing of the cloud environment. So this is about the security architecture point of view, right? And then multiple things will be there, dears. Then security analysis, so you're going to be doing some CISA courses, you see SRIC courses, and then CAP courses, CGEIT courses. So how do you going to analyze the security things? Like I'm talking about that you're going to implement SIM solution, source solution is a security incident event management. Okay, security orchestration automation response. So this is how do you analyze the logs and events. So log search will be there, the alerts, events, monitoring. There's a number of things we discuss about it, all these things. Then we're talking about some defensive operations like forensic investigations and incident handling. So it's the most important part of the cyber security, that how you're going to do some forensic investigations, and then how do you going to incident handling, and any cyber crimes happen, how do you going to be handling all those things? So suppose this is the job description of many companies, right? I have copied the number of job description of any companies, and then you have talking about that the firewalls, IDs, IPS, HTTPS, SIM solution, and they require CISP holders. They require some security management programs. They we're talking about some cloud platforms working. So cybersecurity is comes under all those things there. Okay, you are going to be cybersecurity, because threats and vulnerabilities coming from anywhere, and you need to be prevent your company with the securing your company with the preventive measures you're going to be taking it from the company point of view, right? So that's why you are going to be working on forensics tools we discuss about. So we have Mandiant tools we have right now, forensic investigations. We discuss about some use cases. Okay, there are vulnerability scanners, incident analysis, incident management, firewall administration. So we discuss about all those things in practical ways. And we talking about some use cases, how the company's enterprise architecture companies are going to be implement the firewalls. Suppose you guys are working on a company, then how are you going to implementation? How do you migration your existing infrastructure to the cloud computing things? So we talking about different cloud vendors. We talking about cloud providers all together. And then we discuss about some source solution, see some CSP. So it's a broad things here. This is NIST 853 is one of them. HIPAA compliance is one of them. We have GRC is one of them. So we discuss about so many things here, right? So in this forensic investigations, incident handling, so we are going to be discuss all those things which is comes under the forensics. Suppose any cyber crimes will be happened and you need to work on a Splunk. Splunk is an enterprise SIM solution. Curadar is one of them. And okay, so we have Splunk of Phantom is the source solutions. So we discuss about Splunk, right? Incident handling, we're talking about some cyber security incident response plan. Any crimes will be happen, then how do you company is going to be incident response planning? We're going to doing it. Offensive operations. So we discuss about some OSCP programs. We're talking about some OSCP is one of them. The great things we license penetration testers. We're going to discuss about it. CPT we're going to discuss about. So this is the offensive operations. How you going to be do some VAPT things. Okay, the penetration testing. How do you going to doing it? What's the red team? What's the black purple team is going to working? What are different type of black box testings, white box testings? How are you going to doing? How it's going to working? So this is the things we're going to be discussed here. Okay, and then we have another domain, security engineering is one of them. So many persons in today are joining, are working on security engineering fields. I can say that suppose you guys are working on a Linux environment, so RSCA, RSA, you are going to, you are certified from the Linux, CentOS, Ubuntu's, Kali Linux, Palette systems. These are some flavors of Linux operating systems. Some of the guys are, you can say that, sir, I'm a network engineers, I'm a CCNP engineers, I'm a GNCI engineers, network security like firewalls, they are working on like the Palo Alto firewalls, they are working on the checkpoint firewalls, they are working on some Dell SonicWall firewalls, management, administrations, operations, implementations, configurations. So these are the part of the things. And some of the persons are working on the cloud operations. So the other like Azure, AWS, and like so they are working on the VCP, VMware environment, and they are working on some of the working on the CCSP, CCSK. This is a cloud architecture implementations, migration things. Okay, so we have discussed about security management, security architecture, security analysis, defensive operations, offensive operations, and security engineering. So we will going to discuss all those domains in the cybersecurity. Next few classes, we're going to be discuss all those things. Moreover, we have the programming language, like we have talking about some Python. Because if you are a cybersecurity expert, you should understand the basic fundamentals of the Python, how the Python gonna working. Because why? Because suppose you're going to be creating a script in the SIM solution or source solution, right? You're going to be creating a script in the SD-WAN technology into the Cisco platform. Like you're going to creating a, how do you going to be configure the firewalls, configure the routers. This is the Cisco platform. So Python is basic fundamentals I will going to discuss about in our sessions. So this is the basic things we talking about on which particular domain you are the part of it. Okay, but once you see the job descriptions and the companies, these are talking about what they are exactly required as per their company requirement. So you're going to be filter yourself that, sir, I have gone through the offensive operations, defensive operations, or security engineering part. So this is the different stories we are going to discuss about it. Then I am talking about that you're talking about, sir, we have cyber security experts, So what are the different things we're gonna doing it? So these are cybersecurity domains, and if you are able to see that we have number of things we're gonna be doing it. This is the password is saved, password is not saved. So I'm talking about some passwordless authentications. I'm talking about multi-factor authentications, okay, 3-factor authentications, 2-factor authentications. How do you going to password policies, standards, guidelines, policies in the company? How things gonna password management things gonna working? We're talking about some firewalls. So the how the what type of firewalls we have? Next generation firewalls like Palo Alto, we have Checkpoint, we have 48 firewalls. How do you go to implementations, migrations, creating the zones, creating the zones into the same? How do you go to creating a VPNs? So once we're talking about the firewalls, the most of the things are load balancing things comes to the pictures. We're talking about some VPN, side to side VPN. We're going to be configure it. We're going to create the filters in the firewalls. So we going to talking about all those things are in practical way here. We're not talking about the theoretical concept, because you guys are aware about on the YouTube channels, you're going to getting all those things. But I would like to prefer more into practical, because once you are joining any company, they are looking for a practical person who going to working on the firewalls, right? So we discuss about all those things. Then we're talking about cyber laws. This is we had talking about some what are different type of cyber laws in the market. Okay, so as per Indian market, as per the US market, as per the different Middle East countries, different type of cyber laws in the market, right? So which one you gonna be doing it, right? So we talking about some the compliance part like PCI DSS we're going to discuss about, right? We're talking about GDPR from the European countries point of view. We talking about some GLPA with the cyber loss. Okay, we're talking about some we can say that the HIPAA compliances. We're talking about some PCI DSS compliances. Okay, we different things. The different story we're going to discuss about antivirus management. So this is the old one, right? Antivirus. We have XDR in the market right now. We have EDR in the market right now. So EDR versus the XDR, what's the difference? Right? So this is we're gonna be discuss about it. Then we have social media as about strangers, personal informations, privacy. So we talking about some how do you go to OSINT, open source intelligence. So we have number of informations are available on the internet, on the social media. How do you going to capture the informations? How do you use the utilize informations? What is the internal threats? What are the outside of threats? So we're going to discuss about all those things there. Then we talking about some false accounting, slanders, fake accounts, identity theft. We discuss about the cyber crimes. We're going to discuss about the intention and unintentional revenge, and we discuss about some emails or cyber bullying is one of them. Insulting threats. Okay, online predators. We're talking about some malwares like we have spywares, viruses, skinware, ransomware, bombs, and moreover the things we are talking about some use cases, because you are going to find out the definition is not important here, because I am working professional for the past 15 years. I would like to go into the more case studies, more use cases. Suppose you are going to configure a policy on a firewall, or suppose you are going to configure a policy on the SIM solution about the ransomware, or like talking about the phishing. Okay, so how do you going to creating the rules? How do you going to creating the policies inside your firewalls and your um, in your SIM solution? So that's what we are talking about. Some this is the basic things. So we are going from the scratch. First of all, what is ransomware? What is worms? What is adware? What is trojans? What is viruses? Then we going the specific advanced things. Step by step, we're going to go for some more advanced things is all about, right? Then we have mobile devices, because right now so many persons are using mobile devices. So that we talking about some bring your own device, BIOD, policy, standard, guidelines. We're talking about some internet things. Call from the wired numbers, talking about we have callback numbers. So guys, this is the cyber security. This is the major threats we have right now, and we're going to discuss each of them one by one, all of the things, right? So could you please guys mute yourself? I will going to mute. right? So this is the things we going to be discuss about in our cyber security things. And moreover, I have more into the describing if into the cyber security that what are the different type of domains we're going to be touching it into the same. So we talking about all those things as per the job requirement, as per the company requirement. Company require a person who are understanding the cyber security operations. So security operations is a big thing there. It's a disaster recovery, business continuity planning, prevention, SIM solution, SOC solution, SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3. How do you going to create a report? Vulnerability management, detections, protections, data leakage, active defense, incident response plan. We have containment, threat intelligence. We're talking about internal threats, external threats. We're talking about some risk management. Risk assessment is one of them. So you can see that the multiple things, that there's so many things. It is taking the time as well. Security architecture is one of them. So in our slide, we have talking about some security architecture. This is a security architecture we discuss about, and security architecture. What are the different type of tasks you're gonna doing it? So I'm talking about the cryptography is all about. What is cryptography, cryptology, cryptocurrency is all about? What's the blockchain is all about? How do you going to creating a VPNs? What is the encryptions is all about? Different type of encryption things. We discuss access controls, cloud security. So in the cloud security, we discuss about some the CCSK part, CCSP part. Okay, and we're talking about some AWS, Azure, benchmarking, security, architecture, designing, patterns, non-disclosure agreement, the different responsibilities are all about. So this is what you're talking about. And then we talking about some frameworks and standards. So NIST is one of them. So NIST 1856, what is all about? What is the NIST cybersecurity incident response plan as per the US? Suppose you are working in a US based company, so NIST is there. So what type of implementation you're gonna doing it? Then we're talking about ISO implementation, ISO 27000, how you're going to implementation COBIT. We're talking about some sense. So these are some, what I'm talking about that security frameworks you're gonna doing it, my dear friends. So I hope this is the things we gonna be discussed. And risk management, it's a separate story. We are going to go for risk management, risk assessment, types of risk management, different type of risk assessment technologies, different use cases. I'm talking about which companies are taking what type of risk is all about, different risk in the technologies. How do you going to go for the risk management sort of thing? So this is the cybersecurity domains altogether. I'm going to discuss about the, hey, this is the cybersecurity things, and then you're gonna be learning this particular things are about. And then suppose you are very new to this cybersecurity, and you would like to know that sort of what are the different type of things into the cybersecurity where I can going to be work. So I'm just talking about some different type of certifications point of view, right? So if you are able to see the screen, we are into the information security point of view, and we have beginner certifications point of view, we have intermediate certifications, we have advanced certifications, and we have expert certifications. So I would say that suppose you are going to starting a new journey, that you would like to see yourself that, sir, I am CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA A Plus. You have basic understanding about security things. So moreover, the person going to be starting from this particular intermediate, like you have done CCNA, CER, CHFI, GISP, talking about MCSC, somebody going through, somebody know this Network Plus, Security Plus, Server Plus. So there's a basic fundamentals about the specific domain, specific vendors, like a networking point of view, like Cisco platforms, all those things. And then you're going to go for some advanced certifications like CCSK, CCNP, or CCLSP, CISA, CCDP, core infrastructures. And then we have expert certification like CISM, CISSP, CCIE, and CompTIA Security plus certification. So this is information security point of view. So if you guys are looking for the certification point of view, this is the things you're gonna be go for it: expert, advanced, and intermediate, and a beginner. So I would not going for the recommend for the certifications right now. I'm going to recommend you go for the, first of all, you would go for the training part, the cyber security. Because cybersecurity, once you have learned all those this basic fundamentals to advanced fundamentals of the cybersecurity, you will going to get job anywhere. And they are sometimes they are looking for the certification, sometimes they are not looking for the certifications. And company, if you are good candidates, they are reimbursement for the certifications once you join the company as well, right? So if you're talking about some certifications, talking about some knowledge point of view, see this, so these are some risk management experience, risk registers, risk expansions is all about. So you can see that we have what are different type of cyber risk is there. We're talking about some cyber communications. We're talking about NIST approach at 53, NIST CSF. We have HIPAA compliances, right? So this is we go as per the job descriptions. You're going to see that what are different things going into the market right now. Like I'm talking about the EDR solutions. I'm talking about firewalls. I'm talking about source solutions, SIM solutions, forensics tools. I'm talking about here. I'm talking about NIST approach. I'm talking about NIST approach is all about security certification. So this is what I'm going to doing for you guys. So you can see that Splunk, Curadar, preferred. So all things I'm going to go for the practical things every time, because companies are looking for the person who is worked on the practical things is all about. And then I have number of things will be available in my being that what are different companies looking for, top 10 certification of IT, and that how much salary package will you going to getting it, and number of things. Okay, and then we have CISA, CISM, CISP, and you will going to see I have number of things will be there for the cyber security point of view. You can going to be ask any questions regarding your jobs, regarding your interviews, regarding anything like that, so that you're gonna be more into the emphasize that how you're gonna be working things like that, right? So this is what I'm going to deliver. And if you're talking about that, what are the different type of contents if I'm talking about, so I will going to share you one by one the contents. Everything is about the cyber security. That what are different type of things we're gonna be cover into the cyber security. So moreover, you can say that into the particular we have seen it. This is all those things will be covered, and then I will going to provide some assignments as well. So assignments, it means that you're going to be need to be creating assignments and share to me, sir, this is the assignments and we have worked on assignments, and then I'm going to be checking out. So I'm going to clear the basic agenda, how things will be going on. This is first thing is cyber security. I'm talking about some all the fundamentals knowledge and the concepts. Okay, we're going to discuss about everything. So it is talking theoretical approach as well. Okay, the number two, we gonna be talking about some cyber security practical environment. Okay, so I'm talking about the different threats, vulnerabilities in the market right now, like log4j attacks. We have some ransom attacks, we have some phishing attacks. How do you going to mitigate, how do you going to prevent all those things from all those things? So we talking about some practical same time. You going to be what are different ways of hacking you going to, like I'm talking about defensive depth models. I'm talking about some Lockheed Martin model. I'm talking about MITR Imetry attack models. We're talking about. We're talking about cyber threat intelligence point of view. I'm talking about cyber crime investigations point of view. So this is all those things will be practical here, so that you have good understanding of whatever the things will be going to practical things. And then we're talking about cyber security use cases. Okay, because most of the companies are looking for a person. Suppose you are going to give the interviews, any company, and they will talking about if you are a cybersecurity expert, what are the different use cases? Have you ever worked on the SIM solution, source solution, XDR, EDR, or risk management, business continuity planning? You have worked on the firewalls. So what are the different policies you have created? What are different rules you have created? How do you check the zones? How do you doing the work load balancings? Okay, so I'm talking about some different type of use cases in the company's requirement. Company required the different type of load balancing on the AWS or Azure cloud computing things. Like we have application gateways, if you're talking about, right? We have different type of load balances in the AWS, in Azure as well. So different use cases we're talking about here. Okay, somebody will going to ask you, how do you going to protect your AWS or Azure from the DDoS attacks? So we talking about some AWS Shield. We are going to using it for protecting the DDoS attacks from the outside attacks from the AWS cloud computing things. Somebody will talking about how do you going to creating the identity access management. So different use cases, different type of attacks, how the different type of attacks happen, and how what things you're gonna doing it in your company. So different use cases I'm talking about here. And then we're talking about some case studies. The case study is most important part of every cybersecurity expert, because we would like to know that you talking about that yes, we have implemented this, the implemented or migration of cloud, or support you talking about, sir, we have some VAPT. Okay, we going to implement the VAPT in our company. Then they will going to talking about some what type of tools you're gonna working. Okay, so you're talking about some sort of, I have worked on the Nashus, I am working on the Qualys is one of the tools you have worked. Okay, so what are the reports you're going to getting it? Do you know Kali Linux environment? Do you know how the forensic investigations we're gonna doing it? And suppose they will talking about some the Wireshark is one of them. They're talking about some NMS tools. They're talking about some Mandiant is a cyber forensic tools they're talking about. Okay, so different tools they will be talking about. The company gonna using it, and how do you going to know that all those tools have you worked or not worked till the time, and which companies are going to use this different type of tools? Suppose you are going to working in the Deloitte, and Deloitte company will going to understand that what type of tools and things you know that. Okay, so this is the case studies, and we talking about here which company adopted the which sort of things. Like Uber is adopted the AWS cloud computing things, right? So what are the benchmark? If you are a cybersecurity expert or you are a cloud expert, you're a cloud architect, how do you going to creating an architecture designing of the cloud computing in a company? So they will going to ask you that have you ever architecture any cloud computing things or not? Have you ever done in this particular technology or not? So the case study is most important, my dear friends. We discuss about the company use cases, the enterprise use cases, all those things, so that you will be more familiar in the interviews or anyone going to ask you the question that you have replied. That suppose you are going to do some architecture designing. Before you going to architecture designing, you're going to understand the availability zones. You're going to be understand the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 approach is all about. You need to understand the reachability, okay, of your data center approach is all about. So you need to understand the business continuity planning is all about. You're talking about some risk management point of view. Okay, you're going to understand some risk disaster point of view, because you are techno manager. It's technical and manager profile. Technical, it means that you are a technical expertise, and manager, it means you're going to managing all those things in quite efficient manner. So if you are able to see my this particular slide, I'm talking about that we're talking about security management. I'm talking about security architectures. I'm talking about security analysis. So this is the part of each and everything. If you are a security technical manager, you're going to understand security architectures. But suppose you're a manager, you need to be working on a security management point of view. Okay, so this is case studies we going to be discuss about security management point of view, and then we're talking about some cyber security interview questions and answers. Okay, then we're talking about some cyber security project and assignment. So right now, I think this meeting is going to be over within 1 minute. So you can join the same link with the same group. Okay, same link you're gonna using to reconnect again with the same meetings, right? If it is going to disconnect within 1 minute here. Okay.